and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching my videos, then hi, my name is Fleur. On this channel we talk all about self-development and how you can become the best version of yourself. We as human beings tend to wait until January 1st to actually start on our resolutions and on our goals, which is most of the reason why we all give up and we don't have that discipline and that excitement to keep on working towards our goals. But I want you to remind yourself of your why. Sometimes it's very easy to just forget what your why actually is. You tend to forget why you're even working towards these goals in the first place. And that's why you need to remind yourself of the person that you want to become. Remind yourself of that end goal, because when you remind yourself of that end goal, you then feel excited and motivated to work towards that. This issue is because of the fact that we allow ourselves to wait until January 1st to work on becoming the best version of ourselves. And what I want you to do is to do that before January, because if you do that before January and you already start working on yourself before the new year comes around, when the new year eventually does come around, you aren't going to have a problem with staying on those goals because you would have already been working towards them. I'm going to be sharing 10 essential tips for locking into your winter arc or into the winter seasons. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the winter arc that we all know about, but more so how you can become the best version of yourself even throughout the winter seasons. Tip number 1 is that I want you to focus on yourself. This era of your life is all about you. It all starts with you, and you have to take time to reflect on what you need instead of focusing on what everybody else needs and on what everybody else is spending their winter seasons to work on. You aren't everybody else, and so if someone else is sharing their winter art goals, or if they're sharing the kind of things that they want to implement into their life now, they might not be the things that you need to implement into your life. And so you need to do what's right for you. And sometimes that means you need to sit down and actually ask yourself, what is going on in my life right now? What is it that I'm lacking? What is it that I want more of? What is it that makes me happy? What's an energy giver or what's an energy taker? And once you know these things, you won't find it difficult to find out what you then need to focus on when it comes to how to become the best version of yourself. It could just be that you need to spend more time alone, or that you want to have more creativity in your day, or that you need peace and quiet. And sometimes it could just be that you need to make yourself the priority for once, and there is nothing selfish about that. It's essential. If you want to be giving the best version of yourself to other people, you have to be giving that to yourself first. This is exactly why I always preach about the fact that if you want to have a healthy relationship with someone, you need to be loving yourself first, because otherwise you aren't going to be able to give 100% or the best version of yourself to that person. So if you want to be there for other people, you first need to be there for yourself. Number 2 is that I want you to do the dreaded task of cutting off toxic people. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, but Fleur, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to cut them off. And I know I need to, but if I cut them off, then I'm going to be by myself. I want you to ask the question that I couldn't ask myself when I was younger. What difference will there be from you being alone if you don't already feel seen with the toxic people that you are surrounding yourself by? Because let's be real. You know you don't feel seen around these people. So if you decide to not spend your time with them and you are by yourself instead, there will be no difference. In fact, there will be a difference, but it will be a better difference, because instead of being around people that don't care about you, you will be around yourself. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to then grow the relationship that you have with yourself, because the only person that knows you as well as you know you is you. And so technically speaking, you should be your own best friend. Why would you not be? No one else is going to be able to understand you the way that you understand you. So what are you waiting for? If you're waiting for that best friend, why are you not already your best friend? If you're waiting for that soulmate, why are you not already your first soulmate? You need to find all these things in yourself before you then try and seek it within others. It's time to cut ties with people who aren't serving your peace. And yes, that does include situationships, because you need to protect your energy from people who don't respect you. And if that means spending time alone for a little while, then it's worth it for you to find the people actually worthy of having your time and your respect. Number 3 is I want you to be clear on your goals. And let's go back to what I was saying earlier. You probably already know what goals you want to set for yourself. You're just most likely waiting until January 1st. And I don't want you to do that. Be different. Don't be like everybody else. In fact, when somebody asks you, hey, what are your resolutions for the new year? Say, I'm already working on them. The dream life that I want, I'm already living it. And watch the reaction that they're going to give you. They're probably not going to understand you at all. Or they're going to admire that, because that is admirable. The fact that you will already have known where you want to be, that is admirable. And so instead of saying that you're going to wait, focus on it now. Because how many times have you set yourself those resolutions and then failed? I'll be the first one to say it's happened every single year for me. Within 2 to 3 weeks, I'm off track. And you know, the reason why we get off track is because January is that get on track month. But if every month could be like that, we wouldn't find it so difficult to stay on track. As soon as we get to the end of January or to the start of February, we start thinking, well, what was the point? Like, why did I actually start this? And then when you realize that you only really started it because it was the new year, you start to lose motivation because that's not a good enough reason to start those things. Which is why if you start them now and you have your why now, you won't lose track of why you even started in the first place. So use this time to build momentum so that when January comes around, you will be excited to proceed with these goals and inevitably crush it instead of burning out. And then when someone asks you, what are your resolutions? You will be able to say that you don't need them because you're already happy with where you're at. Number 4 is create a routine, but be gentle with yourself. Routines are key, but so is grace. If you miss a day, I don't want you to be hard on yourself. And the goal of a routine isn't perfection, it's consistency. It's discipline. The best routines are made to allow yourself to be flexible enough to have that occasional slip up, but be forgiving of yourself and allow yourself to get back on track with the amount of time that it's going to take you to get back on track. Because it's those days that you're struggling, those are the days that are going to make you disciplined. Those are the days that are going to make you the strong person that you want to become. We all have those days where we feel lazy and we don't want to do anything. And you have to allow yourself to have those days, because if you're always go, 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 you're going to burn out. And that's something that happened to me. When I first started uni, I just had this mindset where I had to have this go-go mindset, and I didn't allow myself to have any other mindset but that. And then when I eventually did burn out, I just blamed myself. I was like, well, you're not working hard enough. You're clearly not good enough because you can't take this on. But I am a human being. I am not a robot, and you aren't a robot either. And so you will need those days where you don't do anything. And I'm not saying that you should be lazy with your routine that you have set yourself, but to not self-deprecate if you end up falling off of it. There is always tomorrow. And I want you to view the next day as a blank slate, a chance for you to have a new fresh day or a new fresh week to try even better. If you fail today, then take that lesson and try harder tomorrow. 5, and my favorite tip, is discipline over motivation. And again, I know what you're saying, but Fleur, how can I do any of my tasks if I don't feel motivated to do them? And I know that if I wait, the outcome will be 10 times better than if I started it now, because I will be motivated. This is wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline will get you through, and discipline will stick. Even on the hard days where you feel like doing nothing but sleeping and just being lazy, like we talked about earlier, you will have that discipline that will tell you, you know what, you need to get out of bed and you need to get started on your goals. And when you focus on building your discipline in small ways, like showing up even when you don't feel like it, over time, those small efforts will add up, and then you will find that one day you will be doing the things that you never thought you were capable of doing. That's why whenever I wake up in the morning and I know I want to go to the gym but I don't feel like it, force myself to get out of bed, because I know that it's not going to take motivation to get me there. 9 times out of 10, I don't feel motivated to go to the gym. That's not how you get yourself to go to the gym. I tell myself, you've always wanted to be disciplined, right? So now this is the moment where you can show up for yourself. You've always wanted to show up for yourself. Well, now here is this perfect opportunity to do that. And I force myself to get out of bed and I go to the gym. And in doing that, I'm already one step closer to reaching my goals because I'm building my discipline. Number 6 is that you shouldn't be desperate to receive. I promise you that your manifestations are not going to enter into your life if you don't stop questioning when they are going to arrive. I recently heard this analogy on TikTok, of course, where someone said that when you order an Amazon package, you don't stress out because you don't know when it's going to arrive. I mean, yeah, sometimes we look at the tracking to see how many days it's going to take, but you know it's going to arrive. You know eventually it's going to show up at your door. You trust in the universe and you trust in Amazon and the delivery person that package is going to eventually arrive. Why is that any different to how we should look at our life? If you are asking the universe for something, you need to trust that the reason why it hasn't come into your life right now is because you aren't ready for it yet, or there's something else that you need to learn before you get that said thing. And for the longest time, I would ask the universe for a specific thing, and then I would get upset because that thing wouldn't come into my life, and I would be wondering, but why? And then something would happen that would show me that that was a lesson that I needed to learn before that thing that I'd manifested would come into my life. And then at least when that manifestation really did come into my life, I was ready for it and I appreciated it even more. And then at the same time, sometimes what you have asked for is not as good as what the universe has planned for you. And so you have to trust that everything that is planned for you will align with the person that you want to become. And when you put your trust and your faith in the universe or God or whatever it may be that you believe in, things will happen. But they will happen when they are meant to happen, and you just have to trust in that. Number 7 is that I want you to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Holistic wellness is crucial, and when we get to winter, it can make us neglect one or all of these areas. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of your mind with things like mindfulness practice, such as meditation, your body with movement and nutrition, like going to the gym and having that 80-20 balanced diet, and your soul with things that brings you joy and helps you romanticize your life. And I'm not going to go too into detail with each specific thing because I have done many videos related to this topic and related to how you can nourish each of these areas, so I will pop them onto the screen just in case you do want to watch them. But this time of your life, when we enter winter, this is all about hibernation, and this is all about focusing on yourself and really taking care of yourself. It's about self-care, it's about self-love, and this is the time, this is your era where you can really give everything to yourself. And you know what, for all my single people that are watching this video, I learned to love being single over the past year and a bit, and by realizing that that was my opportunity to focus on myself and to really give everything back to myself when I knew that I wasn't doing that when I was in my previous relationship. So this is your chance to really give everything to yourself. And do you know how beautiful that is? To have that opportunity where you can give 100% to yourself. Do you know how beautiful that is? And I bet, just like me, you weren't grateful for that. And this whole time you've been complaining, oh, but I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, I want a partner. Well, look at it differently. I want you to be excited about your singlehood and be excited about this time of your life and the fact that you can hibernate and come out even better, even stronger, and really grow to learn to love yourself and work on this connection with yourself, because there is nothing more beautiful in life than that. Number 8 is I want you to cut out any distractions. Now, distractions are everywhere, especially during the holiday season with things on social media, constant notifications, and I believe that this is the time of your life where you cut those out and you protect your energy and protect your focus. Every time you remove a distraction, you're giving yourself the gift of time. I want you to set yourself a challenge. The next time that you go on a walk, don't wear headphones or be distracted by your phone. Be in the present moment and notice everything around you that you wouldn't usually notice. And if you're taking the same path to wherever it is that you're going that you usually take when you are listening to music or you are going on your phone, I bet you that you will notice at least 3 different things that you didn't notice beforehand. And the reason why I know that is because it happens to me. Whenever I decide, you know what, I'm not going to listen to music, I'm not going to look at my phone, and I'm just going to go on a walk, I notice things about the world that I never noticed beforehand when I was so focused on whatever it is I was listening to or the notifications popping up on my phone. Give yourself that challenge. You will be so thankful for the outcome of it. Number 9, and the one that you're probably not going to be happy to hear, is that you need to fix your sleep schedule. Because sleep is everything, and a messed up sleep schedule can ruin all your progress. And I know this myself because whenever I have a late night or whenever I've gone out with friends and then I end up going to bed at like 2 or 3 a.m, I don't recover from it for a few days afterwards, and it tends to create this whole new cycle of procrastination. It becomes so hard for me to come out of, and that wasn't there beforehand. You need to use these next colder months to reset your sleep. Start winding down an hour before you know you want to go to bed. Create a nighttime/morning routine. Again, I have videos of this on my YouTube channel. And watch how your energy transforms. Because the number one thing that I will always tell someone when they ask me how I become so energized and so motivated and so disciplined to become the best version of myself is that if you are not getting enough sleep, or more importantly, if you're not getting the sleep at the right time, because I'm sorry, you could be going to bed at 3 in the morning and waking up at 8, and that is not good enough, then of course you are not going to feel motivated to be the best version of yourself. You need to be putting everything into every single area of your life. And if you are not getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep at the right time, then of course you aren't going to feel the progression of everything else that you are working towards. If you don't fix your sleep schedule, nothing else will align the way that you want it to. Number 10 is that I want you to stay on track. Really easy to fall off with the holiday seasons rolling around, but I want you to remember your why. You know what? You can let this video be your why if you want it to be, or you can write down what your why might be and stick it somewhere on your wall, which I've done many times before, so that whenever you're like, oh, I can't be asked to study for this exam, or I can't be asked to go to the gym, you can look at that sticky note and remind yourself, no, actually, it feels like I can't be asked, but deep down, there is that part of me that is screaming to show up for myself and to go and run towards those goals because I'm excited to see the outcome of it. What you can do is regularly check in with yourself and adjust your goals if needed and keep moving forward, because before you know it, we will all be entering 2025, which is just crazy for me to even be saying out loud. And instead of being stuck in 2024, you will be ready to progress with a new year of becoming the best version of you, and you will be so excited. And that is what life is all about. Life is about loving each chapter and being excited for the growth that's going to come with it. And I am excited for 2025 and for what that year will bring to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to let the rest of 2024 slip out of my reach. No, I'm going to come out with a bang and go in with a bang. And you're going to do it with me. And that's it, guys. 10 tips to really taking winter and making it the best seasons of this year. Remember, this is all about setting yourself up for success in a way that's gentle and sustainable. You can start right now, but that does mean one small step at a time. I don't want you to set 7 habits all for you to start next week because you will burn out. So if that means just setting 1 habit for this week, 1 habit for next week, that is the best way to keep yourself staying on track and stopping yourself from burning out, because we do have to be gentle with ourselves as we are humans, not robots. If you found this video helpful, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Share this video with someone that you think will need a little winter motivation, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.